Hey there, welcome back to Frostpunk. This time around we will be taking on the fall of Winterhome. Let's see what sort of mess we'll have to dig ourselves out of this time. It's time to go see what happened to Winterhome. So we're going to play a scenario called the Fall of Winterhome. So we kind of got a glimpse of this city in the last scenario we played, right? A new home. We ended up having to go figure out, we heard about this other civilization that was supposed to be there. They should have already been set up. They were going to help us. And we went and we explored and something happened. It blew up, it imploded, it exploded. We don't know, but people didn't make it. We found some kids, we found a few stragglers here and there, and that was it. Arkham, welcome in. Hi, how you doing? So now we're going to go play the scenario and figure out what actually happened before we found it in a new home. So it's a little out of order, but as far as the playthrough, it makes a little more sense to play a new home first and then come to the fall of Winterhome. So we're not going to customize, we're just going to play on medium like we have been for all of our scenarios thus far. This one is especially, not necessarily, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it is a little more intense. You have to be a little more on top of things. So I would highly recommend playing a different scenario if you are new to Frostpunk. Do not come to the Fall of Winterhome yet. This one takes a little more strategizing, and you kind of have to know how it all works before you jump into it. But with that said, let's get this started and let's get these cutscenes going. Deep breath. Here we go.
To whoever is out there, if anyone, know that we were here. We did our best. We, the survivors, doomed by our own mistakes, aware of the risks and the price to pay. We took our last chance. And we failed.
It always gets me when I see the poor automaton leaning up against the building, just struggling to try and walk. Poor thing, I just want to go over and help and just, put it upright. Arkham, last time we did beat a new home. Despite everybody complaining and yelling at me and wanting more resources, we were fine. We made it through the storm. Everybody survived. It was all good. Alright, so Fall of Winterhome. The generator is malfunctioning, and it's something that's been happening for quite a while, and nobody's done anything about it. So people rebelled. So the generator is working for now, but we first have to restore the city and some hope before we can actually get to figuring out why the generator is having a problem and what we need to do to fix it. Oh boy, it's on fire! Yeah. So the first thing we need to do is restore the city because it is half ruined and there's a lot of discontent and people are very not happy. Alright. The sound is a little loud. Apologies. I was working on the audio, but apparently not enough. Let's just bring the master down a little bit, as well as these guys, because good lord. Okay, hopefully that's better. Okay, so this is why I say this one takes a little more strategizing planning. Very, very limited resources, and you have a whole lot of things you need to do. So first of all, we have so many buildings here that are burned out husks that we need to gather the resources. And while it looks like we have a whole lot of people, we have a whole lot of sick people, and it's only going to get worse. So you have to really think about your strategy and what you're going to do first in this one. So the very first thing that we are going to do is we're going to jump into the laws. So we have both trees available to us. We can either go into adaptation, which is the one that you start with, like in a new home when we first started, or we can go straight into purpose where we have to choose. So just like in a new home, you can choose to either go the way of faith or you can go the way of discipline. So as before, the pros and cons, right? So the way of discipline requires labor, labor to man the buildings that you create there. However, despite that con, they have a lot of good bonuses that you can get from that. The way of faith does not require a whole lot of labor, which especially towards the end of the scenario is going to be very, very, very important. Okay, but we're not going to jump into that just yet because that's going to require us to actually build something right off the bat, and we do not have the resources nor the time to do it. So we're going to jump into adaptation. Now, there's already some laws signed for you. It's kind of like you're jumping in after somebody else has started playing and they screwed up and got kicked out, and now you get to take the reins and fix their mess. So we already have some laws signed, right? So instead of having a cemetery, a proper cemetery, we have corpse disposal. So that's just throwing bodies in a snow pile. But if you had gone cemetery, right, you would have opened up ceremonial funerals. However, with the corpse disposal, that opens up organ transplants. So you're going to take parts from the dead people and put them into the live people to hopefully help the live people stay alive and not die. That's basically what that boils down to. But so this is going to allow us to have the sick recover faster. This is what we're going to sign, but before we do that, I just wanted to show you what else has been signed, right? So we have child labor and child labor all jobs, so children can work anywhere an adult can work. Yes, Spartan, that is super nasty. Welcome in. How you doing? We also have the fighting arena, which we do have some already built in the city, and the public house, which is already built in the city. So you have two ways you can go about this when you first start. So food and sick are the biggest problems you're going to run into at the beginning of the scenario. So you can either go organ transplants first to get the sick healed faster, or you can go soup first to make your food last longer. Because food is going to be a problem for a little bit until you get established. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and go with organ transplants first. How was my day other than art? Work day was actually not bad today, but I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I ended up having to rebuild my machine, my PC here at home. So if there's any hiccups in the stream, apologies. But yeah, that's what I was doing for the last maybe hour and a half-ish. So the whole issues that I was having on your server on Arc may not have been all your server. We'll have to play it by ear and see. But yeah, it's not too bad. Hopefully things stay good. Okay, so the next thing we got to do is we definitely need to put a bunch of engineers in the medical posts. So a shortcut is you can use, thank you for that shout out for Spartan Arkham, is use the brackets to move between similar buildings. So if I hit bracket, it's going to take me to the next medical. So instead of having to individually click on them, you can just swap between them that way. The next thing we're going to do is the cookhouses. We are going to stick some chillins on the cookhouses. Public house, we're going to put engineers on. Hunter's hut, right in the middle of the city. I hate this. This drives me nuts. But we do need to make sure all of the hunter huts have people. And again, that shortcut is just using the brackets to swap between all of the similar buildings. Research. So again, you're jumping in part way. So you already have some things researched. Coal is going to be a bit of an issue, not as much as the sick and the food. So, but we do want to get the generator efficiency going soon. Resources, faster gathering is going to help us because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clear all the ruined buildings, and that's going to be a lot of gathering. So we're going to go into that first, with medical post upgrade being our second. So that is our plan of action. So we want to make sure we get these resources gathered quickly. Here is a trick that I learned from doing this on the harder difficulties. If you go in to dismantle streets, you can see that whoever planned this city didn't do a good job with the roads. Did a very poor job with the roads, which means there are lots of roads out there that you can dismantle to reclaim some free wood. And as you can see by our resources up here, while we have full coal for now, it's not a lot, we only have 20 wood. That's a very pitiful amount. And we're going to want to get some more medical posts built ASAP to handle all of the people that are gravely ill. So we are going to look around here and get rid of a bunch of these roads that we no longer need so that we can reclaim some of this and use it for a better purpose. Like, this thing does not need to be ringed in a road. There's no reason for it. No reason. I do try and keep the roads that go straight out. So that one's going to stay, and I'm just going to take this inside one. Same with this. So the inside one here is going to go. And both of these inside can go because they're useless. Useless! Oh my goodness. It's been a minute since I've done this scenario. Gotta remember where all of the bits are to take away. But basically, anything that's not going to disconnect the buildings is what we want to get rid of here. And we can take this whole thing out because these buildings are connected to the road behind them, so that's enough. They don't need to be connected every which way. This guy, we can take some. So these are not connected here, which is stupid. We're gonna take these. We don't need these. We don't need this. We don't need these roads at all. There we go. Better. What else? This doesn't need to be ringed really, but we'll leave it for now because I have a feeling I'm going to be able to use some of that. So anyway, so that got us from 20 wood all the way up to 93. So that's a lot that you can get back just by removing some roads. Steel is going to be a huge thing we're going to need, so we're going to get that going. This gathering post was built for this coal thumper. So we talked a little bit about coal thumpers in the last scenario, but we didn't actually use them. In this scenario, we are going to use them. So basically what the coal thumper does is you have people working here, and they're going to create piles of coal in front of them. And then you'll have gathering posts that are going to sit to the side that are going to gather those piles. Gathering posts are much more efficient than when you put people directly onto things to gather resources. But right now, we're just going to put a bunch of children in the gathering posts to gather these ruined buildings that are all around. And then we're going to look for some more places where we can put some gathering posts and get all of these things because there are so many. Oh my gosh. So there's a nice spot right there. We can put one there. Put one there. That's not gonna fit. That's pretty decent. Get me a good amount there. What about over here? I could put one there. Let's go here instead. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna stop with that. I don't want to use up all the wood just yet. Let's make sure this gets connected. Perfect. This steel ruin needs to go. It's blocking another spot for an actual steelworks. In fact, it is the ruin of a steelworks that was in that spot. But we definitely need to get that out of the way because, like I said, steel is going to be a bit of a problem. So we're going to need to get that going quickly. And then I want to try and build one more medical post. That works. Okay, so let's unpause and let things start playing out. We have another coal thumper over here and another gathering post. There's no ruins in the way there. So that's going to get that. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start putting people directly onto some of these things. I'm going to save the children to use in the gathering post because from my experience, I just know. When you sign the safe jobs for children-in-law, gathering posts are one of those safe jobs. So when you put them into one of those jobs, they're less likely to get hurt than if you put them into the jobs that open up once you sign the second law that allows them to work anywhere. That's when they start getting hurt, and that's when people start getting angry that you have children working places they don't want children working, basically. But we're just going to get some of these maxed out with as many people as I got. I need to save 5 engineers for the extra medical post that I am building. Like that. And then we're going to start putting children. Because I got lots and lots of children, which means I got lots and lots of kids to go do all the things that need doing. Let's see. Already got people on there. Already got people on there. Already went down there. Okay. How are we doing on building? Not terrible. Let's put the kids in there. One of the things, I almost forgot, that we need to do is right here is our snow pit, which is our corpse disposal. The problem with the snow pit is if you heat it, then you are at risk for spreading more illness because warm, dead, decaying bodies is a bad thing. So the very first thing that we're going to do, now that I remember, is move that. So snow pits don't cost any resources, luckily. So we're going to get that built, and then we're going to dismantle this one before we turn the generator on. Because when we turn the generator on, that's going to be in the ring of heat. And we don't want warm dead bodies. That's just not something that, no. Bad. Very bad. Alright, and then we're going to just throw the kids at the other buildings. Literally just pick them up and throw them. Hiya! There we go. Okay, wait. I take that back. Those 5 can come back. You go over here. There you go. Alright, so everybody's working. We already have an outpost set up that's bringing us coal. Problem is we have no room for it. We're gonna figure that out. I'm gonna go around to these steam hubs, and I'm going to probably gonna end up dismantling them, but at least for now I'm gonna put those on just working hours. These other ones all have tents around them, so I'm gonna leave it. But I want to make sure when I do turn the generator on, which will automatically turn on the steam hubs, I don't want things over here that are not heating living areas to turn on. Yes. Child injured at work. Well, don't be stupid. No, we'll be nice. You can have a day off. People will be happier about it. It's fine. Getting a little bit of resources in. I want to put down a resource depot so we can get that coal going. Alright, faster gathering is in. Very next thing, medical post upgrade, because that is going to be super important. Now what I'm watching for is that. I was afraid of that. Where else can I stick some resource depots? Let's go here. Okay. And we're gonna need more food, so let's get some more hunters' huts built. Not worried about the wood that's over here. We're gonna end up with a wall drill, which is gonna go over here. I should also get some scouts going. That's the thing I definitely should have done. Okay. So we have some options. Let's see. We have a Dreadnought. We have a Snowy Hill, Snow Cliff, Weather Station, and then we have our coal mine outpost over there. So we don't need to go there. We're going to go to the Dreadnought first. This point of interest is going to play a major role in this scenario. Yes, yes. How are we doing on the weather? Oh, heck no. We're about to get a drop. You're not getting that. I'm turning this on, but I am not promising to keep things warm. Because as soon as that temperature drops, everybody's going to complain. Okay. So we have the new Snowpit built. I'm gonna see if we get the prompt for moving it just so that I can show you. But I'm not sure if it'll give me that since I already built one. The other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get some more steam hubs set up because these homes out here and the medical posts, more importantly, are not warm. And when the weather turns, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. Alright, that handles most of it, and that's all I'm worried about right now, is I'm worried about just getting the majority of it. We're not gonna be able to get everything because it's just not gonna happen. There's just too much. Way too much going on here. Oh, look at our food just dropping. Oi. Let's swap them over there. This is where it's gonna start hurting. Because there were so many ill, I don't have a lot of choice. We're gonna build some more of these guys out here. I'm gonna do the best that I can, but at the same time, I don't have that many engineers either. Nope, we're not making an exception. Your child needs to go work. Sorry. Deal with it. Alright, we're not gonna get a prompt. But normally if you have not already built the snow pit outside of the heating zone, you'll get a prompt for moving it so that you don't cause more diseases. Wow, what? Children need to work. Alright, we made it to the Dreadnought. And we got some food here. You feel like ants, and oh my goodness, look at how big that thing is. That is ginormous. So it would take an enormous amount of labor and resources to make it usable again, but it's a reminder of the journey, so we're gonna leave it intact. Foreshadowing. So we took the food, and that opened up a snow dune, so let's go check that out. Okay, I need to see, where did I put engineers? Over here? Good, pull them off. I'm gonna try and put them on. Shush, I know. They're angry. The discontent is too high. Hope is too low. And I was afraid of that. So. It is too cold. Gosh darn it. Alright, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull all these people off again, which sucks, but you gotta go back and forth. Because it's too cold, we don't want more sick people. I think that reaches, so we're gonna leave that. Take that. Take you. We gotta move all these people over, which is inefficient, but it is what it is. You're not in the heating zone. Are you in the heating zone? Nope, just outside, of course. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move all the workers over to food because we need it. You can go ahead and work there too. Max that out with children. And then we're gonna put people on all of the ruins that are here inside the generator heating area. And we're gonna start getting this all cleaned up. We're going to make plenty of room for building the houses here inside the generator zone. So that we can start moving people out of the tents that are around the outside. And get them inside.
Move. Time to get to work.
Flip the heater on there. Flip the heater on. Flip the heater on. Why are you complaining about not being connected? You literally have road there. Stop complaining. I need you to work, and work quickly. Okay? I don't have anybody. Voice from the ruins. Oh boy, here we go. So there's a child's voice coming from some wreckage, and of course everybody is gung-ho about going and getting him out. Which, yeah, you gotta. If you do not get the child out before the timer's up, you will take a big hit, and it's almost a game over. Especially in the beginning when you're having a lot of trouble like this. Set this one to wood. Set this food ration so that we don't stop creating more, please. Thank you. You are still waiting? Oh boy. I need more coal. Storage. Hope's gonna rise because some of the ruins are cleared. But it's not enough. I really need some more. Put one over there and make that coal. Okay, here we go. Frostbite. Yes, I know, because it is cold. I understand. Thank you. And you? So, notice that the dead in the snow pit have been divided into 2 piles. How rude. So you got victims of the fires and the riots on one side, and on the other is the previous leader and his men. So, do we say get those bodies out of here? Or do we say that they've already paid for their crimes, just leave the dead bodies alone and stop messing with them? Yeah. Leave them alone. Okay, so a bunch of ruins have been cleared, which means I have a bunch of people not doing anything. I don't want to put too many people out in the cold, but I need to get some things done. I'm gonna put children here, as many as I can, keep them in the warmth. And the rest of you out into the cold with you. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the medical posts, and I am going to pull 1 from 4 of these. So they're still going to work, but that way we can get 1 more medical post up and running. Medical post upgrade, amazing. Need that. That is a big thing. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do, tempted by the hunting tactics, which would make it so that the hunter's huts would only require 10 people instead of 15. But I think instead, what we need to do is get more scouts. We're gonna go generator efficiency, and then we're gonna go more scouts. Alright, new law, new law. This is gonna hurt. We're gonna go radical treatment because I need the sick to be dealt with and not just sitting around waiting. They're not gonna be happy about it. I mean, it gives them a little bit of hope, but they're not gonna be terribly happy about all the amputees. But it is what it is because I need to get some things done. And now we are down to a manageable level. Here we go. Alright, we found the snow dune. Anything here? Nope, but we see something else. So let's go check that out. Hey, thanks for watching. I stream over on Twitch weekly and would love to have you drop in and say hello. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing. I look forward to seeing you next time.